Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim Callahan. Jessica Harrington has the night off. Tonight's top stories on the Now Bakersfield. We're, of course, getting closer and closer to the big night, New Year's Eve here. Your New Year's resolutions, they're on the way. We speak to locals about what they want to accomplish in 2019. Plus, it's the biggest party of the year. We'll take you all around town for the big celebrations happening in Bakersfield and Kern County as we ring in the new year. That and more ahead on the Now Bakersfield starting in 30 seconds. And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this New Year's Eve night. We hope you're enjoying time with family and friends. We begin tonight by checking in with the Now's Chris Stewart for a rundown on this New Year's Eve night.
Topping the lineup here on the Now. Look, meds, they are already expensive, and now more than 24 drug makers have taken steps to raise prices in the new year, which you could be paying more for and where you can go to price compare and save. Also, let's be honest, it can be pretty tough to keep that New Year's resolution all year long. So we have something new that you may want to try out. They're called micro resolutions. We're going to get into exactly how they work. And look, people, they sometimes turn to Pedialyte to solve hangovers. Maybe you're going to a New Year's party this evening. Well, now they have a new treatment made for adults. So is that worth a try? We'll be getting into that too.
Well, your New Year's resolutions, you either love or hate them, whether it's a goal for better fitness in the new year or maybe kicking that bad habit. The Now's Daniela Garrido went out to see how many of us plan to commit to those New Year's resolutions.
We've all heard it before. New year, new me. Year after year, New Year's resolutions come for all of us. I went around to see how people in our community feel about this tradition.
Out with the old.
This year wasn't all that, but 2019 has to look better for us.
And in with the new. For many, the new year is a time to do exactly what it says, something new. Whether it's a new habit, a new job, or a new friend, New Year, New Me is on almost everyone's mind.
My New Year's resolution is to be more intentional about speaking to my family who lives all over the country. So I'm not great about keeping in touch with people. So that's my resolution.
And while some may be a little cynical toward the holiday tradition,
I never make them because I always break them.
Most people are just hoping the new year brings them health.
Keep working on good health and happiness.
For me, health is more important than anything.
But health, without health, none of it's worth it, right? Happy New Year.
And no matter what age you are, there always seems to be some hope for change come January 1st.
Be a better sister to my brother and my sister and take good care of them.
And who knows, it could be your year.
It's just a matter of time before that one song catches and Bakersfield has another star. D-Loc, here I am.
All right. Well, now we are heading to 23 ABC's Eliza Navarro. We're less than 5 hours away from ringing in the new year. Several parties being held throughout Bakersfield to celebrate. And Eliza, you've been party hopping. You started at the Padre. Now you're at the Crystal Palace where they're expecting a fun night there.
That's right, Tim. I'm here at the Crystal Palace now. The doors just opened at 7 p.m., so as you can tell right behind me, people are barely starting to walk in, and they're able to get these party favors on this table just to get ready for the countdown to a new year. As you can tell, I'm all decked out. I already put on some party favors, and I'm also going to talk to Luke Cowden, who's going to tell us a little bit more about what's going on tonight. So what's happening?
So it is New Year's tonight, so we are here with Foster Campbell's and Friends and Stampede, which is our band for tonight. We are doing dinner starting from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. As soon as 9 o'clock rolls around, dinner will end, and then from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we're going to have a good time here with our band.
Perfect. And tell me, can people still come if they want to?
Unfortunately, we are sold out at the moment, but we do plan to have a great night.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So there you have it. Unfortunately, it is sold out if you want to come over to the Crystal Palace, but you can head to our website, turnto23.com, to see what else is going on here in Kern County. For the Now, live in Central Bakersfield, Eliza Navarro, 23 ABC.
Well, from Kern County to the Big Apple, you're taking a live look right now at Times Square, where revelers there are donning their nice ponchos and rain hats. That's because it's a pretty wet and cold night on the East Coast, as millions of people are expected there to pack into Times Square. Tonight, security tight. Thousands of ununiformed and undercover officers are on duty, and there are 50 K9 units combing the crowd there. Also, for the first time, NYPD's drone is keeping an eye from above. But you know what? It's all for a good time as we see the rain-soaked lens there in Times Square. The world expected to watch. You can watch right here on 23 ABC News at 8. Meantime, the celebrations have already begun here in Bakersfield as O'Hennings held a party this afternoon. It was the Old Farts New Year's Eve party. I love this one. Happened at noon. Dozens of people enjoying celebrations 12 hours early when the clock struck lunchtime. As we're told, attendees say the benefit of partying early as opposed to late was their edge on today, of not having to deal with the packed crowds or the busy traffic. They say it's also safer, and a happy New Year's to those old farts. Well, if you celebrate the new year with a few drinks, of course, make sure you have designated a driver or a ride lined up. AAA offering free rides with their Tipsy Toe service today through tomorrow. That service available through 6 a.m. on New Year's Day. Tipsy Toe will take you home for free for the first 7 miles. For a ride, call the number on your screen, 800-400-4222. And for more rides available here in Kern County, you can head to our website, turn to 23.com.
New information in the Now News feed. California's largest utility provider could face murder and manslaughter charges. It's over those deadly wildfires and how they started. Pacific Gas and Electric could be charged if the fires started because they didn't maintain power lines properly. Well, if you depend on the Affordable Care Act, well, it's not going anywhere at the moment. A federal judge declared the individual coverage mandate unconstitutional earlier this month, but this weekend the judge said it can remain in effect pending appeal. Well, Amazon looking to give Whole Foods a boost. The company is planning to build and expand the grocery store across the country. This according to the Wall Street Journal. The goal is to put more people in range for its 2-hour delivery service. Nearly 30 U.S. drug makers have taken steps to raise prices on some medications in January. Now, this is according to documents they were required to file in California. Now, if they intend to raise any price by more than 16%, they needed to file that. Now, many put off price hikes this year when the White House started trying to tackle prescription costs. Some of the drugs that will cost more are birth control made by Bayer, blood pressure medication, Diovan, and other medicine for leukemia, multiple sclerosis, and arthritis. Now, those are just the ones that were disclosed. We talked to a celebrity family practitioner, Dr. Mike, about the breakdown in lowering drug prices.
Our system is so broken that right now the pharmacies have a middleman known as a pharmacy benefit manager who's doing negotiation with the pharmaceutical companies. And instead of transporting the discount and the savings directly to the consumer, they're actually taking a hefty profit for themselves. And how pharmaceutical companies have adjusted for this is by increasing the retail price of the medicine and then giving a bigger discount.
Yeah, Dr. Mike recommends that you first talk to your doctor about alternative treatment plans when prescriptions come into play. He's also working with a website called Blink Health, and you can compare the price of medication, and if it's cheaper on the website, you can buy it there and have the meds either shipped to your home or you can get them picked up at a local pharmacy. All right, let's get back to our lineup here, and of course, New Year's comes the New Year's resolutions, and let's be honest, not a lot of those resolutions last that long, but we do have some ideas that could help you out this year. That is when the Now continues. If you're looking to buy or sell a home next year, there are a few things you should know. First, with rising interest rates, the market has softened a bit according to the National Association of Realtors. Yeah, some sellers, they will have to price more competitively in order to sell. Buyers won't have to feel as pressured to make an offer on the first thing they see. Now, another plus for home buyers is inventory is expected to rise next year between 10 and 15%. But those will be for nicer homes, $250,000 or more. So it will still be a tough market for first-time buyers. But the amount of cheaper housing is increasing. The number of manufactured homes being shipped and of townhomes under construction, that is increasing next year. Well, of course, before Christmas is the debate whether you get a real tree or you get a fake tree. But after Christmas, it really comes down to just when do you take the tree down. So if you want to follow one of America's most popular trees, the answer is next week. And that's when they're going to be taking down the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree in New York. And when it is taken down, its job not done yet. It'll be turned into lumber and it'll be used by Habitat for Humanity to build homes. Now, this is actually a tradition that started in 2007. Over the years, the trees have been used to build homes in Mississippi, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. Now, Habitat says the wood of a Norway spruce, which is the Rockefeller Center tree, that's especially flexible and durable, and that just makes it perfect for home building. Well, saving money, that, of course, is a top resolution, and it's followed closely by losing weight. We all know that that one can really be challenging. The Now's Annie Taylor showing us how micro resolutions could help.
The clock strikes midnight, and it's time to lose the extra 20 pounds. Well, not so fast.
If you're wanting to lose weight and there's actually a reason behind it, I think it's going to give you more power.
Maybe it's playing on the floor with your grandkids, running a marathon, or lowering your cholesterol. Whatever it might be, micro resolutions can make it more manageable. Registered dietitian Jessica Crandall-Snyder says spend the month of January testing the weight loss water.
It's kind of like a relationship or marriage. You don't just jump into marriage, right? You go through the dating process. You see if it's the right fit.
Next, tell a friend who can help hold you accountable. Then begin working on replacing your old habits with new ones. Maybe you start with getting rid of all the junk food in your house and replacing it with the healthy food. Now create a plan.
Yeah, and I always say there should be kind of like 3 levels of plans. Your A-track plan, which is your perfect plan that like the stars and the moon align and you're eating perfect for dinner. Your B-track plan where maybe your friends come over for dinner or you're going out to dinner and you have to make adjustments and modifications and be more real. And your C-track plan, which is everything's off track, but that doesn't mean that I'm not getting back on track tomorrow.
If you do fall into plan C or life gets in the way of your workouts, always know you can get back on track or make modifications.
So resolution means continuing to focus on what can I do instead of what can't I do. Well, if I hurt my shoulder, maybe that's working on my legs. If I have a cold, maybe that's still going on a walk.
Pro tip, if you're ever tempted to try a fad diet, Jessica says that's a recipe for disaster.
And I've seen so many people fail and get discouraged and get off track. And then it's not a resolution and it's not healthy habits and it's not going to be successful.
And remember, it's not always about the number on the scale.
The pounds themselves don't actually reflect the successes along the way. It's more the habits and the energy that you have.
For the Now, I'm Annie Taylor.
All right. Well, talking about change coming in the new year and starting tomorrow, pet stores in our state will only be able to sell dogs, cats, and rabbits that come from shelters or qualified rescue groups. The Pet Rescue Adoption Act is intended to help control pet populations and crack down on animal breeders who have gained a bad reputation for poor animal care. Pet store owners will face a $500 fine for selling an animal that does not have a record or coming from a shelter or rescue group. Californians can still purchase dog and cat breeders of their choice from private parties. Whether those plans you have tonight to ring in 2019, it's always important to make sure you have plans for your pets as well. Hundreds of pets always end up at local animal shelters to start the new year. They're spooked by those fireworks that may go off around town. Animal experts say if you're going out tonight, please keep your pet in a room without windows. Turn on the TV or maybe the Alexa with some music. And if you're at home, keep them in the room with you. Just your presence can calm them down considerably. Taking a live look right now as we have throughout the night of New York and Times Square. A soggy night there, but it's not stopping the festivities. More than 1 million people expected to come out tonight. We see those with their nice red and, yellow and purple sticks there, as we see lots of people expected to rein in the new year. with a little bit of rain. Here at home, it's a pretty nice night around Kern County as we see, taking a look at our roof cam right now with Allison.
Well, clear skies, but that does mean cooler temperatures as we take a live look at temperatures right now. So look at this, 46 degrees here in Bakersfield, but already down to near or below freezing in our mountain communities, 19 in Breckenridge, 34 in Tehachapi. Look at this, 16 already down in Pine Mountain Club. And we did experience strong winds earlier today, and we'll be seeing that as we head into the overnight hours. Early in the morning, dropping down to just 13 degrees at midnight, but then those winds pick right back up to the 20-mile-per-hour winds, actually in Tehachapi, but in our desert cities, they could be seeing gusts nearing 35, even 40 miles per hour. But air quality is going to be in the moderate range tomorrow, and there's no burning unless with a registered device. But at midnight, when the ball drops, if you are outside, maybe at a party or waiting for an Uber to take you home, it is going to be chilly. 38 degrees here in Bakersfield, 37 in Isabella, but down into those 20s in Tehachapi. And we do have the chance to see some frost here in Bakersfield, actually overnight tonight as well as tomorrow. Now, we don't have any hard freeze warnings as of yet, but we will be tracking that as we get closer. So as for temperatures, well, skies are going to be clearing, so they will slowly be warming up to 58 degrees on Thursday, 61 degrees on Friday, actually the warmest day of the work week. And then we are tracking a storm that's going to be bringing rain chances to the county overnight Saturday into the early morning hours on Sunday. That's going to drop temperatures to near seasonal and then warming right back up to the 60s to start next week. But now Bakersfield will be right back.
Time for a fresh look at the Now News feed. Stores obviously trying to keep up with Amazon, and they may be onto something. Many, of course, let you buy stuff online, then you pick it up in the store, and those buys increased 47% by last month. Walmart and Target cashing in on that especially. A Louisiana Police Department, they're clarifying a fake Facebook post that they put up that was about meth. The department posted that meth in Louisiana could be contaminated with Zika, said people can bring their meth to the department for a free test, but it really caused a lot of confusion, and they say they were just trying to bring awareness to a nationwide drug epidemic. Well, if you do have dreams of going to Venice, Italy in 2019, could cost you a little bit more. The city going to start taxing everyone who visits. The mayor says that money will help keep the city clean. Unclear exactly how much money that tax is going to be. Well, we got some good news and got some bad news for you. The good news is you don't have to do holiday shopping until next year. Now, the bad news, well, this year's holiday shopping, it is leaving a pretty big hole in people's credit cards. Well, many of you may not be sure how you're going to pay all of it off and do it in a timely manner. Annie Taylor here with some possible solutions.
Well, Chris, recent numbers from Compare Cards found only 67% of cardholders are confident that they can pay off their balance within 6 months. So I want to help you out with this. You may think there's not much you can do about your interest rate since you've already swiped your card, but that's not true. Consumer Reports says that you can transfer balances for a new card, but make sure the new card has a 0% interest rate. And then after the holidays, it's important to cut back on spending. Financial experts say the money you're saving can actually go towards paying off your holiday debt. And you technically only have to make one monthly payment. But if you can, try to make more than one payment. You'll end up paying your debt off much faster. And there are always little ways to make a little extra cash, whether it's driving around for Uber and Lyft, or maybe it's just taking up a freelance job.
All right, Annie, thank you. And your cup of coffee could end up being a little more expensive in 2019. Prices for coffee beans, they've been historically low this year. But the coffee director for one Brazilian trading company tells Fortune that will likely reduce the incentive for farmers to expand their supplies in the new year, and that could mean an increase in prices. All right, let's get back to our lineup here, and maybe you're going to a New Year's party this evening. Pedialyte, that's kind of become a go-to for people in hopes of stopping a hangover. Well, that company just came out with a new treatment specifically for adults. We're getting advice from a doctor about the best hangover cures next. Well, we know a lot of you are planning to ring in the new year in style, and the celebrations, they've already been happening all over the world. You can see some of the video right here from some of the celebrations that have already happened. Now, your celebration, let's face it, might include a few adult beverages, and we obviously want you to get home safely, want you to be responsible. But if you do indulge a little bit too much, there are some new products out designed to make sure that you bounce back quickly. But are they really the best option? The Now's Kamasi Aaron speaking with a doctor to find out.
When you hear Pedialyte, you probably think of sick kids drinking it to feel better. But now the company is targeting a different demographic, adults drinking it to fight a holiday hangover. This month, the company released its medical-grade Sparkling Rush powder packs. But is this a hangover cure?
If you're going to drink, obviously pay attention to your intake and make sure you're eating at the same time.
Dr. Chris Fellens with Kaiser Permanente says if you've missed that boat, drinks like Pedialyte could be a good option to fight your holiday hangover.
In terms of replenishing the lost electrolytes and replenishing the essential nutrients that you're losing, sometimes oral rehydration solutions can help.
Pedialyte says its Sparkling Rush replenishes the body with twice the electrolytes and half the sugar of leading sports drinks. But Dr. Fellens says anything that hydrates your body helps.
Use something that's pre-prepared. Use sports drinks. Don't use energy drinks that have caffeine in them. They'll dehydrate you more. But try and keep up one-to-one in terms of replacing the fluids that you intake and the fluids that you trying to replace.
If you can't get your hands on one of these, Dr. Fellens says you probably have everything you need to make a DIY version in your fridge.
Mixing some juice with some water, that'll add the sugar and the salts that you need for rehydration. Or you can make your own rehydration formula with a couple tablespoons of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt and a liter of water.
Using a childhood remedy for adult recovery. For the Now, I'm Kamasi Aaron.
Well, check this out. This is Jose Mendoza. He's a special needs student athlete for the Shafter High School boys basketball team. He made his first basket right there this past weekend. Kennedy High, with the opposing team there, helped Jose have this incredible moment. You see it again there during a tournament game at East Bakersfield High School, reaching that team and everyone here at home a Happy New Year's.
And if you're getting ready for your New Year's Eve party, just want to take a look at the temperatures right now. 46 degrees here in Bakersfield. 36 up in Isabella and 36 in Tehachapi, but temperatures only going to continue to drop. So at around 10 p.m., maybe if you're driving to a party, it's going to be down to 40. And then skies clearing at around midnight, 38 degrees. It's going to be a chilly one, but it's going to be nice as we head into the rest of the week. So for New Year's Day, 53 degrees as a high. That's actually below seasonal, but temperatures slowly warming. By Friday, we will actually be up to 61 degrees and then tracking our first storm of 2019 as we head into the weekend. So a little chilly evening, but it's going to be fun out there.
Not bad. If you forgot to, or if you don't have ice tonight, just leave the champagne outside. That's perfect.
There we go.
That's it for us on this New Year's Eve night. We'll look for you tonight on 23 ABC News until 11. Until then, be safe.
Well, let's get our pick.